psalm tradition of David. Happy are those who do not follow the advice of the wicked, or take the path that sinners tread, or sit in the seat of scoffers. But their delight is in the law of the Lord, and on his law they meditate day and night. They are like trees planted by streams of water, which yield their fruit in its season, and their leaves do not wither. In all they do, they prosper. The wicked are not so, but are like chaff that the wind drives away. Therefore the wicked will not stand in the judgment, neither sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord watches over the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked shall perish. They shall live in parched places of the wilderness, in an uninhabited salt land. Blessed are those who trust in the Lord, whose trust is the Lord. They shall be like a tree planted by water, sending out its roots by the stream. It shall not fear when heat comes. Its leaves shall stay green. In the year of drought it is not anxious, and it does not cease to bear fruit. The heart is devious above all else. It is perverse. Who can understand it? I, the Lord, test the mind and search the heart, to give to all according to their ways, according to the fruit of their doings. This ends our song. Our gospel scripture is from St. Luke, chapter 6. He came down with them and stood on a level place with a great crowd of his disciples and a great multitude of people from all Judea, Jerusalem, the coast of Tyre and Sidon. They had come to hear him and to be healed of their diseases. And those who were troubled with unclean spirits were cured. And in all the crowd, they were trying to touch him, for power came out from him and healed all of them. Then he looked up at his disciples and said, "Blessed are you who are poor, for yours is the kingdom of God. Blessed are you who are hungry now, for you will be filled. Blessed are you who weep now, for you will laugh. Blessed are you when people hate you, and when they exclude you, revile you, and defame you on account of the Son of Man. Rejoice in that day and leap for joy, for surely your reward is great in heaven. For that is what their ancestors did to the prophets. But woe to you who are rich, for you have received your consolation. Woe to you who are full now, for you will be hungry. Woe to you who are laughing now, for you will mourn and weep. Woe to you when all speak well of you, for that is what their ancestors did to the false prophets." This ends our gospel.
Thank you, Chris. If you know the song, sing with me. A, B, C, easy as 1, 2, 3. Simple as do, re, mi. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, baby, you and me. Well, I don't know if we should imagine Jesus channeling Michael Jackson before this portion of the Sermon on the Plain, read for us so well. Thank you, Chris. But let's please pay attention to Jesus. In his and in our own days of self-promoters and fake truths, Jesus is not into complication. No, he makes all that religion would complicate and make mysterious. He makes it as simple as ABC, 1, 2, 3, do, re, mi. So let's start at the very beginning. It's simple. Like Psalm 1's simple contrast of two ways, two paths. Simple choice. Be rooted or rootless. Be tree-like and last in every climate, or be dead, dried seashells at the mercy of the cultural climate. Our Sermon on the Mount reading groups know there are 9 blessings in Matthew's version of this teaching, but no curses. But here in Luke's Sermon on the Plain, there are 4 of each. 4 blessings matched with 4 curses. The blessing of the poor contrasts with the curse of riches. The hungry contrasts with the full. Weeping pairs up with derisive laughter. And the blessings of being reviled for the right reason contrast with the curse of being revered for the wrong reason. The setting for the sermon is quite different too. We're not on Matthew's mountain with Jesus handing down the law from on high like the new Moses. Here Jesus explains on a flat plain, and as Chris showed, he looks up at people. Verse 17's reference to Tyre and Sidon implies not only Jews from Judea and Jerusalem, but even Gentiles from outside Palestine are within earshot of Jesus in this very democratic setting. But everyone here, let's be clear, has to kowtow to Rome, who, like a government I know, likes to divide people to conquer them. Is it accidental that Jesus addresses people in the midst of a violent, contested, and factionalized area? I mean, is it accidental that we do too? Is it just chance that the crowds heard him eagerly, perceiving him as a different kind of authority than they were skilled at evading? Is it just their lucky day that they get to touch Jesus as his healing power oozed out of him? No, no, and no, and no again. Nothing accidental, nothing lucky here. In a land that's known as violent, how could Jesus be so naive? Only in this crowd of misfits and ne'er-do-wells could he recruit a community of souls who would pursue a countercultural simplicity in their violent culture. You see, he has a simple plan. Transform the misfits. Outfit them for wellness, flourishing, peace. Feed. Enrich. Be with the grievers. Bless. So simple, but my goodness, such a contrast to the empire's ways of violence and greed and conniving. Can you imagine how this might sound like good and newsy truth? Now Luke has no patience for spiritualizing things. Being poor or going hungry is not metaphorical mumbo-jumbo for spiritual neediness, but they're actual material conditions. It's simple for him. God's kingdom on earth as it is in heaven. For Luke understands heaven now because he understands hell now. You're either rooted now or uprooted now. Belonging with God, getting fed, turning grief into laughter, and the blessings of being reviled are meant for now as they are in heaven. The church has been compared to a swimming pool. All the noise comes from the shallow end. Maybe in the American church, it's easy to shout about resurrection and spiritual mumbo-jumbo, doctrine this and, church doctrine that. I don't think Jesus is into waiting for kingdom come. When the number one phrase throughout both testaments is, fear not. I think the present tense of the phrase means now and here. Now or never. Good news is always present tense. Or else, how could it be good and newsy? Truth. You see, it's simpler than we think. Truth is simple, not complicated. Why would we want to complicate? Yet we do. How does the church in the world today trot out cheap and tawdry mantras about how God is so powerful, wonderful, even as we lose family members to cancer and dementia? How do I talk about lilies of the field to my student who texted me the other night from the emergency room, scared? How dare we sing about God's eye focusing on the sparrow when tonight 15,000 children go to bed without their parents in America's detention centers, and another 1,000 don't know where each other are? How do we talk about to our young ones about a good future of this world when perhaps only a dozen years need pass before irreversible changes to our climate? My fellow strangers in our strange land, our task is simple. Be salt. Shine light. Bless the cursed. Place the displaced. Feed the hungry. Heal sick. Now, not in the future. Jesus asks us only one simple thing. Change your perspective now. Become the misfit you were destined to become today. Stay unaccustomed to an unjust world always. How do we do it? There's one plan of action right in your hands. You may want to get your bulletin out. Take up your bulletins, please. This is how we could practice the simple blessings of Jesus' words. I'll go through the whole thing. We gather with a song. This is revolutionary. What other meetings did you do start with a song? There are 8, count them, 8 songs. Brian carefully curates these to reflect the intentions of our service. No accidents, no incidents here. Someone in the French Revolution said to beware the revolution that comes in singing. Napoleon himself was thought to say, one good marching song is worth 100 cannon.
Well,
Next, go to welcome. Thank you, Teresa. That was wonderful tonight. No matter who you are, your welcome and place is assured. No one looks at your title, your tie, what you did last night. Radical welcome. Our circular pattern provides no one, not even Missy or Nancy. No privilege here. It's simple. And then we head to silence. There's something we hear when we stop listening to the noise. It was originally silent. What more does that silent want to tell us? Simple silence can simply amaze. Call to worship. The focus that's on the front of our bulletins. Whether it's in verse or text, it kind of gives us a concise snapshot of what's important. It's always good for my refrigerator. It keeps beliefs simple, though. Story with children. Teach your children well, goes the song. That to which we are initiated lasts a lifetime. All I need to do is recall the amazing children for whom the simple Jesus story has been the seed gone deep into their lives. Andrea, I'm going to miss somebody. Andrea, Angelo, Anna, Anthony, Asher, Aubrey, Aiden, Bethany, Caleb, Diego, Ethan, Gavin, Gio, Graham, Isaac, Jane, Jody, Jonathan 1, Jonathan 2, Joy, Jubilee, Kate, both of you, Kenzie, Lee, Lucas, Matthew, Nazareth, Nico, Nova, Olivia, Peyton, Phoebe, Rachel, Sam, Stephen, Sydney, Walt, Will, Zach. In real, ordinary time, we are witnesses to seeds going deep right here.
Amen.
Simple beginnings simply change the world. It's changing theirs still. The Bible reading. Simply put, it's the root of what we know and do, but exposed. The proclamation. The truth-telling doesn't get much better than what Bill and Brian and Gareth and Joyce and Ken, Kim, Larry, Mahan, Meredith, Missy, Nancy, Russell, Scott, Stan, Tyrone, and a host of others do here. Did I miss anybody? In a time of universal deceit, says George Orwell, in a time of universal deceit, telling the simple truth is a revolutionary act. It's time we stop. Hey, look around. Everybody look what's going down. Gathering of joys and sorrows and pastoral prayer. For many of us, it is the central time. Vulnerability, naming, claiming. Practice these, and you practice simplicity. Do you know our kids call back from around the world and ask not who did the sermon, but what went on in sharing of joys and sorrows? Call to the table. This round table has, since 2001, been open to all, led by all, encircled by all. There are no angles here, no corner for privilege to hide. Everyone is welcome and anyone can lead it. Someone has quipped that our physical plant consists simply of a large, round card table. 10-second announcements is where our rubber meets the road, where faith translates into action, the casting call for vocation. Listen and you'll hear ways Circle of Mercy simply changes our world. The benediction is just a bumper sticker, a reminder of the grace notes we have sung, said, heard. But pay attention to how simple the good news is. If it were not simple, could it be good news? The goal of Jesus, our psalmist, Heck, Buddha, Muhammad, Lao Tzu, Mother Teresa, Dorothy Day, is kiss. Keep it short and simple. Kiss. We are called to disturb the world with simple peace as misfitting monkey wrenches in the enslaving systems of economics and poverty and class. We are a people who do get upset. Not when someone might drop a few curse bombs that takes God's name in vain, but when a nation in 1,000 ways drops bombs on people and in 1,000 ways curses the God images in them. It's simple. Until things got complicated with state churches, the early churches increased their numbers in one instructive way. Wherever they sank their roots, they took in the homeless, the sick, the hungry, the felons, the outcast. There was no other place for them. Not in actual places or in the public imagination. That's why the church flourished. It's in our DNA too. Simply making places for the placeless. The church is the good news until kingdom comes. It's that simple. May it ever be so.
Amen. My goodness.